Ever since I started working out, I always wanted to have abs, but to be honest, I didn't think I was capable of getting them. I was always the fat kid growing up, and as a teenager, I was too scared to take my shirt off at the pool. So even the idea of having a six-pack seemed unrealistic. It wasn't until my junior year of college that I finally decided enough was enough and fully dedicated myself to losing weight and getting visible abs. So for the next year, I tried every method known to man, but I could never seem to keep the weight off. At that point, I had failed so many times that I kind of just accepted that I was going to be out of shape for the rest of my life. But I kept showing up. I tweaked my approach, and after lots of trial and error, I was finally able to see my abs. So to save you a year and a half of frustration, I'm going to tell you exactly what worked for me. First off, people love to say that abs are built in the kitchen, which they technically are, but they're actually built in the gym and revealed in the kitchen. If you only focus on one area, whether that be your training or your diet, you'll never truly get the results that you're looking for. Now, the mistake I see most people make is thinking they can get abs from only training them in the gym. They'll go in and do a million crunches and sit-ups, but then they'll end up frustrated when they don't see any progress. Now, on the other side, if you went all in on losing weight, you would lose some fat, but wouldn't have a visible six-pack because there's no muscle to reveal yet. Repeating these mistakes are a vicious cycle that can leave you frustrated, confused, or even with an eating disorder. So what I need you to do is combine both of those ideas. You should focus on staying at a low body fat percentage while also developing your abs in the gym. That's the real key, and that's the exact approach that gave me the six-pack I'd always been dreaming about. Now, if you can relate to anything I said and want the step-by-step guide on how to take action, I need you to pay attention. First off, if you're someone over 16% body fat, the first thing I need you to focus on is losing weight. Because no matter how many crunches you'll do, you'll never be able to see your abs if your body fat's too high. Now, in order to lose that weight, you need to get yourself into something called a calorie deficit. You might already know this, but a calorie deficit simply means you're consuming less calories than you burn. And by being in a calorie deficit, your body has no other choice but to lose weight. So if you stay in that deficit long enough, you'll slowly start to lose that fat, which will help reveal your six-pack. And I believe the easiest way to get yourself into a calorie deficit is to eat 2 high-protein meals with 1 snack in between. This approach still allows you to eat your favorite foods, but the high-protein intake will keep you full and help you build muscle. This works so well because if you're truly only eating 2 meals, it's really difficult to get into a surplus. Another thing that can really help is making sure that you're only drinking water or diet soda, as this can shave off 300 to 500 calories a day without you doing anything crazy. Now, I don't recommend you doing a bunch of cardio because that'll actually make you hungrier and you'll end up eating all the calories back that you burned. What I do recommend, however, is getting 10,000 steps a day. That'll burn an extra 200 to 300 calories and you won't get those cravings afterwards. To be honest with you, there's a million different ways to get yourself into a deficit. You can try eating the same things but not as much of them, changing your diet to eat foods that aren't calorie dense like fish and watermelon, and you can even do things like intermittent fasting or keto to help regulate your appetite. You just need to find one method that you can use to put yourself in a deficit consistently. Now for the second part, we need to develop our abs in the gym to actually make them pop. And you should treat your abs like any other muscle group. Train them 2 or 3 times a week and leave 48 hours between sessions to allow for progressive overload and recovery. Because if you were to train your abs every day, you would actually be hindering your growth because you're not giving them enough time to recover. Now here's the part that I cannot stress enough. You only need 2 ab workouts to get a six-pack. Those being machine crunches and hanging leg raises. Now for both of these, you should be doing 2 to 4 hard sets between 8 to 15 reps. Also make sure you're controlling each and every rep to stimulate the most possible growth. Lastly, it's important to note that even if you're in a calorie deficit and training your abs, you might not get the same results if your sleep schedule is messed up. So try to aim for 7 to 9 hours a night and don't allow yourself to doom scroll before bed. If you follow these 3 steps, I guarantee you'll be able to see your abs within the next 6 months. So if you found any of this useful, leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.